Hey guys, I just wanted to finish the slideshow from the slide show examples from yesterday because you're going to need to know how to do all of this stuff for this unit. Okay, so the more you can practice, the better. So I've talked about this acronym a few times, so you really need to memorize what this stands for. The V means that vertical lines have an undefined slope and there's only an x in the equation. For example, x equals 3 would be a vertical line on a coordinate plane, okay? We're going to remember horizontal lines by thinking of HOI. So horizontal lines have a 0 slope, and there's only a y in the equation. For example, y equals 5. If we graph that, it represents a horizontal line on a coordinate plane. All right, so it says write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. So it tells us here that the slope is undefined and the line goes through point 2, 4. So for all of these, we're going to think about Vux Hoi. Well, I'm going to see undefined. Well, that's going to be a vertical line. Vertical lines have undefined slopes. There's only an x in the value. So I'm going to come over here and think about if I graph 2, 4 right here, if I graph that point and I know it's a vertical line, vertical lines go this way. So I'm going to draw a vertical line through that point because that's what it says. There's a line that has an undefined slope and goes to the point 2, 4. Well, what is the equation of this line? Well, this reminds me there's only an x in the equation. So basically, I find my x value, which is 2. Since there's only an x in the equation, my whole equation is x equals 2. And that makes sense because this point right here would be 2, 0. This point right here would be 2, 1. This point here is 2, 2. This point here is 2, 3, so on and so forth. So every single point on this vertical line, there's an 2 in the x value. Okay, so that is the equation of the line. All right, example 11, let me get rid of this stuff. Once again, I have a line that has an undefined slope. I come to Vux Hoi and I'll go, okay, I know I'm talking about a vertical line because vertical lines have undefined slopes and contains the point 5, 6. I'm going to come up here. I could graph 5, 6, go right 5 up 6. I know it's a vertical line because Vux Hoi tells me it is. A vertical line that goes through that point. I could go in both directions forever. So that's what it looks like. That's the line. And my equation is x equals the x value of 5. That is the answer. X equals 5. That is the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. All right, what if I'm told that my slope is 0 and my line goes through the point -1, 3? Well, I'm going to remember Hoi means if you have a slope of 0, it is a horizontal line. That's what this means over here. And there's only a y in the equation. So I'm going to come over here and graph -1, 3. It's a horizontal line that goes through this point right here. That means my line could go right and left forever. As long as it goes through this point, that's what it looks like. So this reminds me there's only a y in the equation. So my equation is y equals the y value of 3, which makes sense because this point right here is -4, 3. This point here is -3, 3. This is -2, 3, so on and so forth. This is 2, 3. Every single point on this line has a 3 in the y spot. All right, the last one. What if I have a slope of 0 and my line goes through the point 3, -2? Well, hopefully you realize at this point, we don't even have to graph it to figure out what our equation is. But if we did graph it, we would go right 3 down 2. 0 slope means it's a horizontal line, right? Goes this way, goes through that point. And what is the equation of the line? There's only a y in the equation. And in my order pairs, my y value is -2. That is the equation of the line. All right, so on these examples, it wants us to tell what the slope and the y-intercept are. So, you know, when we have an equation, whatever number is being multiplied by x, that's the slope. However, that's only true if it's in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So on all of these, we have to solve for y. We want y by itself. Well, right now, y is being multiplied by 3. So what's the opposite of multiplying by 3? We're going to divide every single term by 3, okay? So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times y is y equals, we're just going to keep this in fraction form, 4/3 x. And then negative 27 divided by 3 is minus 9. So what is my slope? What number is being multiplied by x? It's 4/3. And my y-intercept, which actually, yeah, that's fine. All right, y-intercept is 0, -9. Remember, your y-intercept is the y value when x equals 0. So the slope is 4/3 and the y-intercept is 0, -9. All right, let's do the next one. We're going to solve for y, which means we're going to divide every single term by -2. All right, -2 divided by -2 is +1. 14 divided by -2 is -7. And then this is -5 divided by -2. That doesn't simplify to be a whole number, but a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and I'm going to keep it as a fraction, 5/2 x. Okay, so now what's the slope? What number is being multiplied by x? 5/2. And what's the y-intercept? The constant, and it's 0, -7. The y-intercept is the y value when x equals 0. All right, as you guys start understanding these, I want you guys to pause the video and I want you to try these yourselves, okay? All right, now this one, y is not by itself. Basically, y is being multiplied by -1. We want y to be positive, so the only way to cancel out that negative is to divide it by -1. Because -y divided by -1 is +y. But you have to do that to every single term, okay? So now a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 5 divided by -1 is -5. And -7 divided by -1 is +7x. So what's our slope? The number multiplied by x is 7. And the y-intercept is 0, -5. All right, what about this one? I want y by itself, so I'm going to get rid of this positive x. I want it to on the other side of the equal sign. So I'm going to write 5y equals, I can either write 10 minus x, but I like my x to come first just because I like slope-intercept form. Doesn't matter. And now I'm going to divide every single term by 5. So y equals, so this is just like -1x, -1x. So I'm going to write my fraction, -1/5 x. Does that make sense? Plus 10 divided by 5 is 2. So what's my slope? It's -1/5. And my y-intercept is 0, 2. All right, I want you guys to practice all of these and then check your answer, okay? All right, so we're going to divide every single term by -5, -5, -5. So y equals 15 divided by -5 is -3x. -20 divided by -5 is +4. So our slope is -3 and our y-intercept is 0, 4. All right, on the second one, we're going to divide every single number by 2. So our slope is 3/2. Our y-intercept is 0, -10. Number 3, we want a positive y, so we're going to divide every single term by -1. So y equals -4 plus -9 divided by -1 is +9x. So our slope is 9 and our y-intercept is 0, -4. And then number 4, we're going to get rid of this positive term by subtracting 2x from both sides. So then we have -5y equals -2x plus 20. Then we're going to divide every single term by -5. So this is gone. Y equals a negative divided by negative is positive 2/5 x. 20 divided by -5 is -4. And that's the answer. Oh, the slope is 2/5. And the y-intercept is 0, -4. All right, goodness, I had a lot of these. All right, so you guys practice these. If you want me to confirm the answer with you, I will send you the answers via Canvas inbox, okay? All right, so now I want to introduce you to graphing, which is what you're going to be doing Friday on your own. So before we can graph, we want our equation in slope-intercept form. So that means we're going to solve for y, just like we've been doing, okay? So the first step is to solve for y. What is the slope once we do that? What is the y-intercept? So the first thing we do to graph is we're going to plot our y-intercept first, and then we're going to use our slope in rise over run form, and we're going to connect our dots, okay? All right, so let's see what that looks like. So the first thing we're going to do is solve for y. So 15 minus 3y equals 2x. To solve for y, I want to get rid of this positive 15. So I have -3y is equal to 2x minus 15. Then I divide every single term by -3. So my y-intercept form is y equals -2/3 x. -15 divided by -3 is +5. So what is the slope? The slope is -2/3. What is the y-intercept? It's 0, 5. And now we're ready to plot this, okay? So our y-intercept, we always start at the y-intercept. That's our beginning step. So we're going to go up here to 0, 5. All right, so first of all, if you notice, our slope is negative. So remember, if our slope is positive, it's going to go up and to the right. Positive slopes go up and to the right, and negative slopes go down and to the right. Okay, so since this is a negative slope, our line is going to go down and to the right. So also remember that slope is written rise over run. So if you have a positive slope, you're going to rise up and run right. Go up, right, up, right. If it's a negative slope, you're going to go down, right, down, right, down, right. So we're going to go down to 1, 2 from our y-intercept, and we're going to run from here 3. 1, 2, 3. We'll put another dot. We can do it again because we have room on our graph. We're going to go down to 1, 2, run 3. 1, 2, 3. We're out of space. So then this is the hardest part for me, drawing a straight line. Yeah, I just can't do it with this pen, you guys. And so all of these are linear equations. They're supposed to be straight lines if I could draw a straight line, which I can't, obviously. All right, there's our first one. We're going to keep practicing. You have to do this with me. In order to do it well and understand it, you have to do it too. So hopefully you have printed these slides and you are graphing with me. All right, so here we are going to solve for y. So we're going to get rid of x. All right, so y equals, these are unlike terms, so I'm going to write -x plus 0. But did we ever write plus 0? No, we never write plus 0. Now it looks like there's no coefficient to x, but actually x is being multiplied by -1. Okay, so our slope is -1. And can I write that as a fraction, rise over run? Yes, I can write -1 as 1 over 1. So I'm going to write our slope as -1 over 1. That's in rise over run form, okay? Now, I don't see a y-intercept. If you don't see a y-intercept, that means really it's 0. Of course, we wouldn't write plus 0, but if there's not a y-intercept, it means it's 0, 0. So we're going to start here at 0, 0, our y-intercept. We're going to go down 1, right 1, because it's a negative slope. Negative slopes go down 1, right 1. Our rise is 1, our run is 1. Down 1, right 1, so on and so forth. And when I connect the dots, I have a line that goes down and to the right. All right, let's do the next one. We're going to solve for y, so we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. So we're going to bring down 3y equals negative 2x plus 3. How do we get rid of times 3? We're going to divide every single term by 3. So y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay, so what is our slope? Our slope is negative 2/3, and our y-intercept is 0, 1. So where do we start graphing? We start graphing at our y-intercept. So our y-intercept is 1, 0, 1. Our slope, once again, is negative, so that means we're rising, which really we're going down. Down 2 and run right 3. We're going to run right. We always run right, okay? So from here, we're going to go down 2, right 3. 1, 2, 3. Down 2, 1, 2, right 3. 1, 2, 3. And there's our line. It's easier if you have a, what's it called? A ruler. All right, coffee break, everybody. Yum. All right, let's go again. Y'all got to do these with me, guys. You can't just watch me do these. You have to do them yourselves. We're going to solve for y. We're going to subtract 5x. So we have negative 4y equals negative 5x minus 12. How do we get rid of times negative 4? We're going to divide everything by negative 4. All right, so what do we got now? This is gone. Y equals negative divided by negative is positive 5/4 x. Negative 12 divided by negative 4 is positive 3. So what is our slope? Our slope is positive 5/4. And our y-intercept is 0, 3. Okay, so where do we start when we graph? We always start at the y-intercept. 0, positive 3, right here. All right, now this time our slope is positive, so we're going to go up 5 and right 4, up 5, right 4, up 5, right 4. All right, so what happens when I try to go up 5? I'm going to have to go off the graph a little bit. It's okay. Oh, I erased our equation. It's okay. All right, we're going to go up 5. Where's my pen? Where's my pen? We're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, about right here. And then from there, I would run 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so obviously I'm off my graph. However, this line is going to go up and to the right, isn't it? It's positive. All right, so since I ran out of space, I want to extend my graph down here on the graph, my line on the graph. So instead of going up 5, right 4, I'm going to have to do the exact opposite. Okay. I always like for you guys to go right because it keeps the confusion down. If it's positive, you're going to go up and right. If your slope is negative, you would go down and right. However, sometimes you'll realize your graph's not big enough. So the absolute opposite of up 5, right 4 would be down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as long as you do the opposite directions, you're going to keep your positive slope, because remember, positive slopes have to go up and to the right. Your line is going up and to the right. What a mess. So messy. All right, what's next? We're going to solve for y. So we're going to get rid of positive x by subtracting x from both sides. So we have y is equal to negative x plus 2. All right, so what is our slope? Remember, it's like multiplying x by negative 1. Can I write negative 1 as a fraction? Sure, negative 1/1. And then our y-intercept is 0, 2. So we're going to start graphing at 0, 2. It's a negative slope. You always have to remember that. If it's positive, it goes up and to the right. And if it's negative, you're going to go down and to the right. So we're going to go down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. And there is our line, our negative line that goes down and to the right. All right, let's try the next one, guys. We want to solve for y. We're going to get rid of 3x. So we bring down negative 2y is equal to negative 3x minus 4. The opposite of times negative 2. We're going to divide every single term by negative 2. So y is equal to negative divided by negative is positive 3 over 2x. Negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. So what's our slope? Our slope is 3 over 2. Our y-intercept is 0, 2. How do we start graphing? We graph by starting on our y-intercept. So positive 2. Look at your slope. Is it positive or negative? It's positive. We're going to rise 3 and run 2. From here, we rise 3, 1, 2, 3, and run 2, 1, 2. We don't have room for one more, but that's fine. You only need 2 points really to make a line. That's it. You need 2 points to make a line. All right, let's try another one. Do these with me, everybody. All right, number 6, we're going to solve for y. So the first thing we're going to do is subtract 4x from both sides. So we have negative y is equal to negative 4x plus 1. So how do we get rid of that negative x? We're going to divide everything by negative 1. So what do we have? Negative 1 divided by negative 1 is positive y equals negative 4 divided by negative 1 is positive 4x. And 1 divided by negative 1 is minus 1. All right, this isn't a fraction. Can we write 4 as a fraction? Sure we can, 4 over 1. So our rise is 4. And our run is 1 and it's positive. So we're going to go up and to the right, up and to the right. But where do we start? We start at 0, negative 1. We start at our y-intercept. We go up 4, rise 4 because it's positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1. We could almost, whoops, we could almost do it again, but we don't have enough space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 right there. And then we're going to connect our dots. Oh my goodness. So messy, Miss Richardson. So messy. All right, we still got a couple more. I'm just checking. I don't remember how many we made here. All right, let's try number, I'll skip up to number, well, you guys try them. I'm just doing it because I don't want this video to be an hour long. Let's do number 10. All right, number 10, we're going to get rid of positive 3x by subtracting 3x from both sides. So then we have 2y is equal to negative 3x minus 6. How do you get rid of times 2? You divide everything by 2. So y equals negative 3 over 2x. And then negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So where do we start graphing? We started our y-intercept. So down here at 0, negative 3. And then it says go down 3, right 2. Our rise is 3, our run is 2. So down 3, 1, 2, 3, right 2, 1, 2. Okay, so obviously I'm off my graph. So to get on the graph, I'm going to have to do the opposite of going down 3, right 2. I'm going to have to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, left 2. You just want to make sure when you're done, your line is going down and to the right. Okay, always double check that. Does my line agree with my slope? My line is negative and my slope is negative. All righty. So I do want to get into these problems. In fact, you have these exact problems to do on Friday in class. Friday? no, Monday. These are Monday's equations. So we have to write an equation of a line that goes through these 2 points. Now they don't give us the slope. They give us 2 points. So we have to figure out what the slope is, but you guys already know how to do that, right? Because our slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, if you have your calculator, remember you can do that using your data button because I made you a video this week. But I want to know, what is the change in y? What's 11 minus 3? 11 minus 3 is 8. And what's 6 minus 2? 6 minus 2 is 4. So 8/4. Can I simplify that? Yep, my slope is 2. So we're writing an equation. We're figuring out our slope and our y-intercept. All right, so now that we know our slope, we're going to pick either one of these coordinates. It doesn't matter. Let's just pick the first one. We're going to use our formula. We're going to plug in what they give us to figure out the y-intercept, okay? So we did this the other day too. So if 3 is y, we're going to substitute. We have a m now, a 2. We have an x value of 2, right? And we don't know where our y-intercept. Now, if I pick this second coordinate, I'd still get the same answer. It doesn't matter which one you choose, okay? So 2 times 2 is 4. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. So the y-intercept is 3 minus 4 is -1. So now I have enough information to get my equation. My equation is 2x, my slope is 2, and my y-intercept is -1, and that is the answer. Okay. All right, let's try the second one. So we're going to find the slope by doing this change in y over the change in x. So 1 minus -1, 1 minus -1, and then -10 minus -12. You always do a minus sign. Don't skip it just because that number's negative. So then we're going to do bam, bam with our pencil. We're going to do bam, bam with our pencil. So 1 plus 1 is 1, and -10 plus 12 is 2. So what is our slope? Our slope is 1/2. Now we're going to use our formula, y equals mx plus b. We're going to plug in what they give us. So we have a y value. Pick one of these. It doesn't matter. I'm going to pick the second one this time. So my y value is 1. My slope is 1/2. My x value is -10. And I don't know the letter b yet, but I do know that half of -10 is -5. And now to solve for b, I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So b is equal to 6. So now my equation is, my slope is 1/2 x, and my b is +6. All right, let's do the last one. So we're going to do the change in y over the change in x. So what is 16 minus -13, excuse me, and 1 minus 0? I can do bam, bam. So I get 29 over 1 minus 0 is 1. So 29 divided by 1 is 29. So my slope is 29. Now I use my equation, plug in what they give me. So what do I want to use? Let's use, I don't know, it doesn't matter. All right, our y is 16. Our slope is 29. Our x value is 1. So now I'm going to multiply 21 times 9. Oh man, why does that do that? So I'm going to subtract 29 from both sides. So b equals what? What's 16 minus 29? -13. All right, so now we have everything we need. Our slope is 29, and our y-intercept is -13. Okay. All right, and then the rest of this talks about word problems, and I actually gave you guys a video on today's assignment to practice writing equations with word problems. So check that out. If you need a little more help with that and you want me to send you the answers to these, I'll be happy to do that. Okay, guys? All right. So everybody have a good day. If you need me, let me know. See you later.